Hi guys. In this video we talk about the GUI4sher package. That's GUI, Graphics User Interface, all caps, for sher, that's me, David Sher. And we're building in the GUI4sher package. Oh, come on. Go. Catch. There. Okay. And today we're going to focus on the GUI widgets. These are the Tkinter widgets, basically. And I don't have all of them yet. The 4 I have created so far, and I'm going to create a few more later, is labels, which just put words on the screen, buttons, which you can click on and they do things, entries, which you can type into, and lists, where you can make a list of things and click on list elements. So those are the GUI widgets, and these are the primary ones that are most important for teaching. So now I'm going to start over with downloading GUI4sher. So I have in the website matcmp, that's matcmp.ncc, that's our college, Nassau Community College, .edu/sherd. That's sher, S-H-E-R, my last name, D, my first initial, and then GUI, G-U-I, Graphics User Interface, for sher. And that's the folder, and we go to that folder, and it comes to this beautiful little site with videos, and our video that we're making now will appear here, and we're going to click on download GUI4sher. So that'll give me a copy. I'm going to put that in my downloads folder, and I'm going to put it in. I create a new folder just for this particular lecture called widgets, because that's what we're talking about today. And I'm going to hit open. And now, I have to go in, and now we're going to put GUI4sher in the widgets. And there we go. And now, inside the widgets, I'm going to show this, and I'm going to run it. And the first thing it's going to ask for the name of this project, and I'm going to call this project, okay, widgets. Just so it's in the widgets folder, I'm going to create the widgets project. So that'll be widgets.py. See, it's in downloads, widgets, widgets.py. So now, in my graphics things, I'm going to write some widgets to manipulate a circle. We're going to place a circle, and I'm going to call this circle 1. And we're going to call it, okay. And now we have, and to make it nice and clear, we'll make the width of the circle equal to 3. So it makes a nice dark circle. We'll put the center of the circle right in the center of the thing.
He's recording.
So let's put a circumference of this guy right over, nice big circle right around here. Why isn't that appearing? Try that again. Damn. Let's see. Equals 3. So, circle 2. There. For some reason circle 1 didn't come out, but now I have circle 2. Now, so now we're going to play with this circle. Okay, so I'm going to put down a label on this circle. So just put some text on this place. Label. And now with the label, the text I'm going to put is going to be circle. And we're going to call this small letter label 1. Or let's call it the little easier to remember circle label. Call that the circle label. And now what's going to happen is I'm going to click on the upper left corner where I want the label, and there it says circle. And let's just make that guy. Now, one of the things I can manipulate with all of these guys is the font. So we're going to say, I'm not going to place label, I'm going to take the circle label, so once I get it, and I'm going to say, be able to say, let's set the font. Now the fonts are a tuple, so we use another parenthesis. I'm going to call it, the name of the font is going to be script. And the size is going to be, say, 25. I can also make it bold if I want. Has to be in quotes. I could even move this guy towards the center. So circle, label, move. I'm going to move it more towards the center, so I'm going to make it, move it about 20 over. So 20 and 0 down. Move it about 5 down. 4 down. Good. There. So there's my nice little guy. Here's circle, 20, and down. Alright. Now, let's... So there is the label. So you see, I can do this with a lot of things. So now I'm going to create a button. And I'm going to call this the, okay, so on this button, I'm going to call this change color. And this is going to be the color button. So I'm going to have a button, and we'll put the color button up over here, line it up at the top of the circle. And I'm going to also place an entry to hold the color. And so this entry is going to be of size 10, and I'm going to call that the input. Entry. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to put it right under the color button. Change color. And this you can type into now. And so let's say I'm going to change the color to yellow. So now, right now, it doesn't know how to change the color to yellow. If I check, this button has no function assigned to the event. Or it does, but it's a boring do-nothing function. So, if I want to add, I'm going to call make clicks. Clicks is the file. Okay, and you can see widget.click, widget underbar clicks.py. So we're going to make clicks. Clicks is the file that where all of these, the behavior of all of these guys is defined. So I don't edit clicks. Come on, edit clicks. Not make clicks. Clicks is made already. As soon as you create a button or an entry or a list, clicks is made. But so what it does is it's going to call Python on clicks. Now you don't ever want to change any of the lines we have so far in clicks. We're just going to add new ones. And we're going to define what happens when we click the color button. So color button, click. Now none of these events takes a, and don't forget the colon at the end of the definition, takes a parameter. Now I want to change the color of the circle. So I'm going to say, first I have to say widgets. Okay? That's going to explain where the circle is. It's in the widgets project. So you got to give the project name. And this is due to, I'd like to have a version where you don't give the project name, but this is the way it works. And I'm going to say this is called, what did I call that circle? I think I called it circle 1 dot set color. If I get it wrong, I can debug it. Widgets dot, okay, input entry dot get text. So I'll get the text from the input entry and set the color of circle 1. And hopefully I wrote this right. So I'm going to say, so I'm going to run this guy. And one of the interesting things is when I run this, it's going to run the whole project because I imported the widgets project. Now I'm going to save this, run it, and there it is. Now if I've done this right, okay, yellow, let's change the color to yellow. What did I do? It's all right except I should have said set fill. Set color doesn't make any sense. So let's edit clicks again. Set fill. So just okay. So last time we can set the fill and the outline colors. We don't have the color. So let's try running that. Run that. Okay, let's say green this time. Change color. I've been wrong. We want to change the color. Okay. Now my guess to what I went wrong here. Let's edit clicks. Is let's see. Let's find out what the names of things were. So names gives me a list of the names of all my circles. All my things. So it's circle, oh, it was circle 2 I should be changing, not circle 1. So edit clicks. This is circle 2. I forgot circle 1 somehow went bad. Circle 2. I just changed the circle I can't find. Okay, run. Save. And okay, this time change the color, and there it goes, it's green. Now, I can give entry, I can make the entry do something too. See, this starts getting, I can define input entry, that's the entry, return. And we can say widgets dot, what did I call it? Circle label dot set text, and we'll put that widgets dot input entry dot get text. So now when I hit return, it's going to change the text in the button. Now, if I got this right, I forget what I named it, so let's see. Is that called circle label? Let's find out. It won't work if I do it wrong. So now, the idea is in here, if I hit enter or return, it changes the thing to green. Or, okay, the circle. Let's see. I can change the text just by hitting enter. And if I want to change the color, yeah, it changes the color. And the last thing I can have is create a list. So we're going to create, okay, place. And I'm going to make a list. Now the first thing in the list is going to be a list of whatever I want. Strings, basically. And I'm going to make a list of colors. Red, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple, violet, pink. I can make a nice big list of colors. That's all I have patience to write right now. And I can always add or delete things from the list. And we're going to call this guy color list. And I can make that, let's just give it a font equals Arial, oh, I put that in parentheses, Arial, and 30. Nice big fonted list. Okay, so let's put that list of colors up here. So you see a nice big list, and there's a bar here which allows me to scroll up and down all these colors. Now, let's edit clicks on the list. Okay, so this is the, by the way, this guy also has a scroll bar down here, so I can look and see. The name of this was the color list. I just want to make sure. And now we'll hit edit clicks, and we'll create, define, okay, color list, select. So when I select something on the color list, I'm going to make widgets dot circle to dot set outline. I'm going to set the outline to widgets dot color list dot selected. So it'll be the item I selected in the color list. And I'm going to run this now. And here I see. Oh, right away, let's just select it. Color list. Color list. That's set. Fill. And let's say it's a nice light color. No, that's not the one. Light orange. Nope, it doesn't like that. Color list. That's that. Fill. And that's full. Color. Color list. Set. Fill. Sky. There. That's nice. Now, okay, so when I select, say, green, you see the outline is now green. And if I say orange is better, or maybe violet, I can control with the list the color of the outline. Now, I could explain better what's going on if I were to say, so if I want, I can say color list dot move. So right now it's right on the top of the screen. I want to move it down. So not to the right, but I'm going to move it down, say 30. And then I can put a label. Label. Outline. Color. And now I gave a name of the label. I'm going to name this label K. Outline. Label. And let's put it right up over here. Outline color. And away we go. So you see, one of the big things about this is you control this whole thing by typing into here. But it does just like you can do things here. So you can have buttons that move things, but in anything you do in here, you can also do in here, except maybe the place windows. So now I can play with that a little bit. So that is nice. Now the last thing I want to do is, now that I have this great little tool that does fun things, let's make it into a single file app. So I'm going to try to make an app. And let's go back to, okay, so we're going to put that in the same place I put the other things. So let's go back to downloads and put it in and into widgets. And in widgets, you see this widgets click. I'm going to make, I'm going to call it fun. And here's my fun app. You see, it's called fun. And So the fun app should work just like this guy. So okay. And so what's another label? Another color is I don't know. Let's try white. We filled the circle with white. And we're going to call circular. So it can do everything we just have. So we have the app, and we can exit out of that. And we're back to this guy, having made our app. Now, one last thing we can do is we can also do things. There's a couple of things we can do. We can build into this guy questions and saying. So if we want, especially when we're debugging, sometimes we want to say things in the middle of this guy. So you can use the say command inside this guy. You can say, okay, something. But I'm not going to merely say something. I'm going to say something in the color of green and in the font of times 36. And if I did this right, it says you would see a nice big something in here. And I can also ask a question using the ask command, the ask function. Ask. What do you think? And it says, what do you think, with a colon at the end. And I say something interesting. Now, one of the more interesting things about this is, of course, it won't do anything with what I just entered, but that's what it returned. It just returned something interesting and threw it away. If you want to say response, it's to okay. Who is playing baseball tonight? And I'm going to end it with a question mark and a space. Okay. Oops. I'll go back here. Response equals ask who is playing baseball tonight. I think I go there. And it asks who is playing baseball tonight. And I will say the Yankees. And then now and now if I print response, the Yankees. Okay, that's how I built I use the say and ask all over these guys whenever it asks for anything or says anything. Okay, like name of shape is an ask, or GUI is an ask, and so on and so forth. And so you can, if you put one of these though in the clicks, the make app won't work anymore. So if I put into this guy, for example, say outline is plus. Okay, so I'm going to say outline is, and we'll run this guy. And now I try to do. So now if I select blue, sort of broken. These are still working. Okay. I didn't even say it. What happens if I say make app? Well, it tends to behave. See if you make. Okay, let's see this thing. I'm going to change the color of this to no. Okay, so much of it still works. Okay. Sometimes say will break things, sometimes it won't. I think what happened here was okay, when I say this, I don't know what happened here. Oh, I had to say widgets.say. What happened is now, I don't know why, right? Everything. Okay, let's see if that runs. Okay, so there. Now says outline is yellow, outline is blue. Okay. So whatever you do, whenever you're using any of my GUI4sher stuff, you've got to preface it with the name of your project. But if I say make app, now pick fun. Now it's still okay, still works, but the say stuff, of course, I don't know what it's trying to do. It probably is not achieving a lot here. Anyway, don't rely on using say or something. Try to get rid of those when you're making an app. It might work still. Unpredictable. And that is the end of my talk.